shaking. You a goon or you faking real tough talk? Only goons get it shaking real tough talk. I hope your bite is like your bark with that tough talk. This is what New York been missing, real tough talk. You a goon or you faking real tough talk? Only goons get it shaking real tough talk. I hope your bite is like your bark with that tough talk. This is what New York been missing, real tough talk.
Hey, what's going on? I want to thank y'all for being here with us today for another episode of the hit YouTube show, Real Tough Talk Brooklyn Edition. I'm Stephen J. I'm here with Ghost, and we're excited as the BQFL is ending the season, winding down, headed to the playoffs.
Pretty much, this is crunch time. So any teams that's struggling have to step up now because they don't have so much time left as playoffs are coming down. So this is when the players are really taking these games seriously because now it means everything going into the playoffs.
And you got to look at the momentum these teams are going with ending the season. Pretty much we'll get into the C. You got teams like Last Kings who didn't play at their potential. Primetime who's expected to have a better season than they actually are having. You have Bullies who was hot in the beginning, starting to wind down, starting to lose the momentum. A top team like Raiders, who's definitely been playing well all season. And you have, no Remorse. A lot of other teams stepping up as they start winding down, getting ready for this playoff run. And very, very important seeding.
And these are a lot of teams that some are not playing to their potential, but they can still play well when they're ready to. So you can't necessarily count them out, especially in the games that matter. And these are definitely those games. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them step it up and play at their highest potential in these last games.
Well, we're going to jump into the first game, and that's going to be Primetime versus Last Kings. Last Kings is a team that's, they're out there to have fun, but they also want to be competitive. They actually watch the show, and I think that they're one team, if they had their whole squad, would give a lot more teams run for their money. They play with heart, they give you everything they got, but they don't have all the playmakers consistently there every week in order to have a better record.
Guys who make plays consistently, guys who are role players who do their job every day. When they're not there, it changes the whole dynamics of the team, and you could really see how that affects this team so far.
And Primetime, a team that's back in the BQFL, who definitely here to make a statement as they are now rejoining the league. And Tiki is trying to take this team back to the promised land. We also want to give Tiki a very happy birthday shout out. Happy birthday. It's a pleasure for us to get to know you a lot better, and we want to welcome you and thank you for being a part of the Real Tough Talk family. But that being said, Primetime didn't play as what we all thought they would play, and even this game they're coming in with Pratt hurt, he had a concussion I believe a week or two ago, and he's sitting out the rest of the regular season. I think that definitely got hurt this team.
Yes, because he's pretty much one of the heart and souls of their defense. He's one of their most physical players. He's one person that actually makes plays game in and game out that makes a difference for their defense, and without them, they're a different team.
We're going to jump into the game right now. AJ is going to get the ball for Last Kings and throw a short pass to Swaggy, who runs for a nice gain. Then you're going to see AJ throw the Swaggy in the end zone, but it's going to be broken up by Pratt. Pratt decided to play some of this game. He will eventually be pulled out, but you can see the importance that he brings to this team. AJ is going to get, next play, AJ is going to throw the Carmine in the back of the end zone for the touchdown, 6-0. Last Kings jump in front, take an early lead.
And right away, you see, though Pratt was able to make a play on defense, he ended up being pulled out of the game. But you already see a difference in Primetime's defense. They not necessarily have one of the best defenses out there, but they're a team that plays hard and is very physical. And without Pratt there consistently and healthy, they're a different team, and you see plays like this get past them.
Berto's going to get the ball back for Primetime. We see Berto struggle a lot this season. He's going to throw deep to Diddy, and it's almost going to be picked off by Swaggy E. Then Berto's going to pitch to Pratt, who runs for a short gain. Once again, Pratt was supposed to be taken out of the game. He has a concussion, but they start off with not enough players, so he had to play. But I was told by Coach Quick and also Coach Tiki that if they had enough players to start the game, he would not have been playing. They really against him playing, but he had to play in this game. That's why you see him making a play here. Then Berto's going to throw a nice pass to Meek in the gap for a nice game. Berto's going to pitch to Diddy, who's going to run a few yards for the touchdown. Tying up the game, 6-6, great pitch and run by Diddy. But also I want to throw in with the Coach Quick catching the extra point, showing he can get involved in this team, making a great play. But let's talk about Diddy's run.
That was just a great setup play. Diddy's able to make a couple moves and find gaps to get into the end zone. And, you know, the team was able to pick up blocks when they need to. I think that was just a good way to catch Last King's defense off guard by running in the ball instead of passing it. I think that was just a smart move and at least to a touchdown.
AJ's going to get sacked by Strag on the next play as Last King's at the ball. I like Strag. The guy plays good. He's a tall guy. He can play defense. In the secondary, he can also give him the ball. Very important part of this primetime defense. AJ's going to roll out and throw a short pass to Carmine for a decent game. Then AJ's going to come back to Carmine, who's going to drop the ball. Then on first down, AJ's going to get sacked by Strag and throw a pass on the sideline, which is going to be dropped, forcing the Kings to have to punt. We see AJ try to get in the rhythm, but I think Strag is all him on this defense, on this series, stopping the Kings, forcing them to have to punt.
And a lot of passes that I'm pretty sure AJ will be comfortable making was changed because of Strag's height and his wingspan with his hands in his face. So I feel like that was enough pressure to make AJ hold the ball a little bit more than he was comfortable with, and that's what led to those sacks and those bad throws and ultimately the turnover.
Berto's going to throw a pass to Lamar, who's going to make a nice catch near the end zone. Then Berto's going to follow with a pass to Meek in the end zone for the touchdown, 13-6. And Meek is a guy who I like. He got to get more consistent. He has the ability to dominate the game, but we haven't seen him do it. So you got to ask yourself, is this his ceiling? Is this all you're going to get from him? I think he has a physical gift to be dominant, but I have not seen it this season. Primetime is going to go onside on the next kickoff and get the ball back, giving the ball back to Berto. Great play by Primetime to receive the onside kick. Berto's going to throw to Meek in the gap, who's going to make a nice catch for a big gain on that play. And then Berto's going to follow up with a pass to football on the sideline, who's going to make a great catch for the touchdown. I think that has to be the frame of the game. With football size and him still being able to be agile enough to get this ball, it has to be a frame of the game. Great catch for the
Yes, that was pretty much all hands right there, a catch in the end zone. And he was able to read where the ball was going and actually extend himself and keep himself in balance to make that play. That was just a great catch all around. A great catch by football.
AJ is going to get the ball back for the Kings. Remember, they're down 21-6, and he's going to get sacked again by Strag. Great play by Strag, disrupting AJ today, stopping AJ from moving the ball with his feet. AJ's going to throw it up in the end zone, just going to be missed by Swaggy E to take us into the half. 21-6, great play first half by Primetime, dominant, definitely keeping the momentum going. Berto's looking decent today.
And I feel like the main difference in this game was really Strag's defense. I feel like Strag is really giving AJ a hard time because he's blocking he's getting in the way of a lot of passes that AJ would normally make, and AJ is not able to scramble as much as he would normally be able to because Strag is a player that can keep up with him. So I feel like that's all the difference that you need to have AJ struggling, and that's exactly what's happening right now.
I think I have to give it to Berto. Berto has no turnovers. He actually has been moving the ball, no interceptions, and we've seen Berto make these types of mistakes, but he has not made them there. He has been in danger of throwing an interception, but he has not thrown an interception. 21 points in the first half is definitely something that Primetime should appreciate. Next second half, Primetime gets a brawl. Berto's going to run on 5 rush and scrabble to get a huge gain. Berto's showing the speed. I didn't know he had turn-up speed, and he does here. He shows it. Berto's going to throw a short pass to Lamar, who's going to run it in for the touchdown. 29-6, now we have a laugh up.
Yes, pretty much Primetime is taking over the game. Last Kings is not able to answer at all, and the momentum is pretty much in Primetime's favor, so I don't see them slowing down at this point. It's just going to be the same on every drive going forward.
AJ's going to throw a next pass to the receiver, and it's going to be dropped. Then AJ's going to throw a deep pass to Swaggy E in the end zone, but Primetime defender's going to get intended for it to be an incomplete pass. Then AJ's going to find Swaggy E in the middle of the end zone for the touchdown, 29-12. They attempted to make it a little more respectable, but I think this game is pretty much over. But Swaggy definitely gets in the end zone, something he likes to do. Make sure he scored this game.
And it's unfortunate that Swaggy wasn't able to get the ball a lot more than he would normally want to, because AJ's been struggling to get the ball through stride. Finally, he gets the job done and is able to get a pass through to Swaggy. That's something that they needed early in the game. Unfortunately, it may be too late at this point, but this is something that you learn, learn from as the playoffs come along. These are things that you can work on and actually find ways to get past this type of obstacle.
Tiki's going to come in. Remember, they have 29-12. Tiki's a coach of this primetime team. He's going to come in with a nice, comfortable lead. So he's going to show what he used to do. For all that don't know, Tiki used to quarterback. He has a little arm, soreness. I think he had a little tendonitis in his arm. But the guy is still smart. So let's see what happens when he gets in. He's going to throw the fat boy for a few yards. Then you're going to have the coach finding the quarterback, showing the quarterback how to do it in the middle of the end zone for the touchdown, putting them pretty much up, winning the game, 37-12. Great game by Primetime, taking this game out, attacking early and taking the Kings out early, ending the game. Great game right here by Primetime.
And this was just Primetime doing everything that they're supposed to do. This is something that if they do this every game, this is a hard team to beat. Unfortunately, they're not as consistent as they're supposed to be by playing every game, every way that they're supposed to. But hopefully, this is the sign of them playing the game that we know that they're known for and winning games the way they should.
We're gonna go to an interview with Tiki on the side after the game, after the 37-12 win. We'll go to that interview and then we'll be back.
Good. I'm here with Tiki, coach of Primetime, that just had a big win, 39-12. And to me, the key of the game, Berto threw no interception, no turnovers.
That's what it is.
What was the game plan coming into today?
Honestly, the game plan was for him to get his confidence back. I think he's hurt. He won't admit to being hurt, but our record indicates he's hurt. But at the end of the day, he just threw today. He felt comfortable, he just threw. And I really believe he felt like he would get pulled, so he had to turn up.
Right.
That's all we got to, just turn up.
What's going on with you? We see you throwing in the red zone. We see that in the playoffs?
Honestly, if I'm here, red zone, that's what we're going to do. That's going to be our game plan. That was because of the coach, quick, we discussed it.
Thanks for releasing that. Thanks for releasing that info.
Berto had 500 yards. He get in the red zone, and it's like, he has no touch. So, my arm shot. From 15 to end, I'm killing everybody.
Talk about that fact that's in the middle.
Defense played really well. Shrag had 3 sacks. Y'all was able to neutralize their attacking offense because they got a lot of speed. You was able to neutralize that without your lead, your defensive player, the captain, being out. We heard he's out for Pratt is out with a concussion. How is that looking? What can you tell us about that?
Well, next man up. Pratt is the heart and soul of defense. Without Pratt, our defense is just our shootout. Pratt's the heart and soul, but we got playmakers. Got Abo back, Diddy's back. Fat boy, when he want to play and not be drunk, we good. But as long as coach keeps everybody together, we gonna be fine.
Y'all came back and you look like the team that had success here before today. What was the difference between that and what we seen early in the season?
Overconfident. We believe as soon as we step on the field prime time, everybody's gonna fold. Like I said, we've been in the chip 3 straight seasons here. Ain't nothing gonna change. I told 2 weeks ago. And everybody see this. We're going back to the chick, BNC. Black, I heard you, Lou. Coming for that.
Last question. Today's your birthday.
It's coming, Bo.
Bo's birthday
too.
Gemini shit.
Gemini.
How much time you got left playing this game?
Oh, I'm gonna try to
2-3 weeks.
What'd you say, Quake? How much time you got left?
3 weeks. Maybe 3 weeks tops. But that should get us enough for a chip.
Thank you.
Yeah, so,
as long as the shoulder hold up, I'm good. It's all on my shoulder, but my teammates, we got
Haven't repped it
got
yet.
this.
I come back and see this guy.
And he was talking junk.
I take back everything I said. Yo,
well, Chicken Little was in effect.
We're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna congratulate them. Wish these guys a happy birthday. Congratulate them on the 39-12 win. Congratulations. Good luck.
Everybody on notice. Prime time is back. Easy. Thank you, Darren. Here we go.
So nice to get a win for your birthday. You gotta be happy with that. Definitely a great game for them. They did what they were supposed to do, even without their defensive captain. They was able to do it and shut this Last Kings offense down. That being said, we're not gonna sit down and get into it too much, because how much can you get into when it's a 37-12 game?
And I feel like Last Kings, even though it may not look so, I feel like Last Kings lose a lot of they didn't capitalize on a lot of opportunities they had, especially on offense, because even though AJ was struggling to get the ball through Strag this game, there was a lot of drop passes that they didn't need in this game. When he was able to make those passes, they didn't make it happen, and it made AJ's job that much harder. And I feel like that's something you can't afford to make, mistakes that you can't afford to make when you're playing against a team like Primetime.
Well, that being said, we're going to have to see how they do the next game, but they're going to come away with the win versus the last Kings, 37-12. Next game up, we're going to have Primetime versus No Remorse. Primetime just coming off of the win to the last Kings, but No Remorse is a different team. They bring toughness, they bring Shakes, who's definitely an impact player, has a lot of game, and I think him alone is better than any player the last Kings have to attack this Primetime. So I think it's definitely a better team coming into the game against Primetime.
The style of play for each team is different, so Primetime may have to adjust their game a little bit in order to adjust to No Remorse's energy.
Well, we're going to jump right into the game. Shakes, the quarterback of No Remorse, is going to throw short to Chiba for a short gain. Then on last down, Shakes is going to throw a nice pass in the gap for a huge first down, definitely getting them to continue to drive. And that's a mistake that Primetime made. They had them on fourth down, but like I said, because they don't have prep, I think they sometimes looks like they're not in position to make plays. They don't make plays here, and you see No Remorse get a huge first down. And on that same drive, you're going to see Shakes end up finding Chiba in the front of the end zone for the touchdown, 7-0. And I think you got to look at that fourth down play, but Chiba here is going to make a great catch in the front for the touchdown.
And this is No Remorse starting the game early, putting points on the board early. They're getting the job done. They're getting through Primetime's defense. They find a way to find gaps, and they're seeing the weakness that Primetime is showing in their defense, and they're able to put points up early.
Berto's going to get the ball. He's going to throw to the receiver in the gap for a few yards. Then follow up with a touchdown pass to Schlag in the corner of the end zone for the touchdown. 7-6. Great play here to attack, right back, touchdown. Berto picking up same steam that he had last game, bringing it over to this game.
And this is the best way for Berto to keep his momentum. He's looking good out there. He's getting his job done. He's able to help Primetime respond right back by scoring, moving the ball. He's getting the job done today. Hopefully this is something that's, hopefully there's more of this to come from him.
Shakes is going to attack right back with a pass to DK in the end zone for the touchdown after driving down the field. 14-6. Shakes is in the rhythm, his second touchdown pass of the game.
And it looks like Shakes is pretty much he has his stride going. It looks like he's not planning on slowing down any more than he is, because he's looking like lights out pretty much. He's getting the job done. Primetime has no answer for him at this point because he's able to score on both drives he's given. This is not a game that you want to have a shootout in. Hopefully they do something to clean it up.
Berto's going to throw a nice pass to Lamar on the next drive for a nice game. Then he's going to throw to Meek in the end zone, but it's going to be dropped. And this is my issue with Meek. Drop passes, never really dominates the game, has potential, but doesn't do it here. Then Berto's going to throw to a wide open shot in the end zone. He drops the ball. And these are two big drops in the end zone that his receivers don't help him out. And now the next down, you're going to see Berto scrambling. And he's going to throw the show in the end zone, but it's going to be picked off by Shakes, taking us into the half, 14-6. And my issue is, look at this play. Berto's not able to make the throw. Berto's nervous. He don't look confident. And I think that's not only because these are similar mistakes we've seen Berto make, but especially after his receivers dropped, two different receivers dropped the last two plays, his confidence was killed, and Shakes had his number here, and Shakes ends up making the interception.
And that's all on Primetime's offensive guys. The receivers have to get the job done when the ball is thrown to them. Those are not plays that you give up, because now you're throwing your quarterback's rhythm off, his momentum is gone, and now he has a mentality that he has to force a play and make something happen. And unfortunately, he's not able to do it here, and that gives the defense a chance to capitalize, and that's exactly what happened.
Berto's not the type of quarterback that's going to carry a team. You have to keep things simplified for him, help him with the safe throws, because when you make him have to make a difficult throw, you have mistakes like this happen. There's no way Berto not being able to find somebody for the touchdown. I have to definitely put this on the primetime offense of Meek and Cho, dropping the ball in the end zone for the touchdown. Definitely got to do that. And this is just a great play by Shakes. Shakes had a great first half, throwing 2 touchdowns. I didn't know he could throw. He's showing he could throw. Great first half by Shakes and this No Remorse team. Berto's going to throw, get the ball in the second half. He's going to throw the short to the receiver for a few yards. And Berto's going to follow it up with a throw again for a few yards. Now he's getting his confidence back, moving the ball. Berto's going to throw to the other receiver, number 69 on the sideline for a short game. Then find Lamar for a few yards. And you know, Berto, it seems like he's moving the ball. He's real confident moving the ball around the field. Then Berto's going to throw a pass in the corner of the end zone, but it's going to be knocked away by number 19, causing a turnover on downs. And I think this was more of the pressure by the giver. Didn't give him an opportunity to throw the ball. Great defense by this No Remorse team, and Berto just can't make the great throw to put his team right back in.
Well, that was a hard throw to make because the giver literally shook the guy that they brought in to block him, and he was able to have a straight run for the quarterback. Berto had no chance. He had to just get the ball away, and it was unfortunately for them knocked away. That's just a great move by the giver to shake the blocker and have a free run for the quarterback. When you have plays like that, it's hard for the quarterback to get anything done.
And once again, I got to put on the offense. I kill Berto. Berto makes mistakes. I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna tell you what he does wrong and what I don't like. But these 2 drives, you can't blame him. One, we seen him receive 2 receivers drop the ball in the end zone, and the next we got a blocker who's into block and he gets beat. That's not Berto. That gotta be on this offense, and I gotta blame Tiki because I don't think this team was really ready strategically for this No Remorse team. No Remorse got here late, so there's no way that this primetime should have destroyed them, and I think they're playing down to No Remorse's lack of players. So their game, primetime game is not on the next level. They're growing their game. I think they don't got enough players, and No Remorse is making them pay here. Shakes is gonna throw a pass to the receiver who's gonna run for a nice gain. Then Shakes is gonna throw a nice pass to Chiba on the corner of the end zone for the touchdown. Chiba's second touchdown of the game, 21-6. Shakes, great throw. Chiba, great play. This No Remorse offense looking unstoppable.
And the one difference that you see in No Remorse game compared to primetime is energy. And as long as you have energy, the other team is gonna see. It's gonna seem like you have 80 million guys on the field. When you have energy that makes up for the lack of teammates on your team, it makes all the difference. And it seems like No Remorse had the energy from the beginning to the end of the game, you know, going forward. So I feel like that's the difference maker for No Remorse and why they're leading this game.
Berto's gonna get the ball back. He's gonna throw a pass to Lamar for a decent game. Then Berto's gonna throw to a wide open receiver who's gonna run out of bounds at the 10-yard line. Gotta stay in bounds, gotta find a way to get the ball in. Some of that is Berto, some of that is on the receiver. Could have had a few more yards. Berto's gonna throw a screen to number 84, but the ball is going to be dropped. And on the next play, Berto's gonna throw Lamar in the end zone, but it's gonna be overthrown, forcing the turnover on downs. And once again, the big drop we saw, and then, I mean, the receiver going out of bounds, but I blame him more on the drop. But once again, you have Primetime, who just came off of scoring 37 points, not able to score here, turn the ball over.
And this is unfortunate because this was the opportunity they needed to stay in this game. And now they're in the hole by 2 scores. This was the opportunity they had to get back in the game, and they lose it. I don't know if they're able to get an opportunity back, knowing that it's a big hole that they have to make up. I don't think they have enough time to catch up.
Well, Primetime must have heard you because on the next drive, they're able to force No Remorse to punt. Berto's going to get the ball back, and he's going to throw to Lamar for a few yards. Then Berto's going to follow with that throw to Fat Boy, the ball's going to be intercepted, but it's going to be a flag on the play, and Primetime's able to keep the ball. But mistake throw by Berto, luckily for the offsides, Primetime gets the ball. Tiki comes in now in the red zone, and Tiki's going to throw the show in the gap for a few yards. Then Tiki's going to force a pass to Shaq in the end zone, and it's going to be knocked away by number 19 of No Remorse. On the last play, Tiki's going to try again, and that pass is going to be knocked away by Shakes. End of the game, 21-6. I don't know what Tiki was trying to prove. I mean, I guess he's doing a system of, you know, him throwing in the red zone. I think that starts a quarterback controversy, but it's not my team. But it's not going to work. If you have 2 quarterbacks, you have none. This is not basketball. You can't bring in a sub off the bench, not at the quarterback position. I think this is going to hurt them in the future. But let's give No Remorse their props. 21-6. They came short. They made plays. Shakes played great today. And I think this team was underestimated by Primetime. And Primetime ended up getting a loss because they underestimated No Remorse. Chiba, a guy who people think can only give him the ball, show what he can do offensively, help Shakes with this attack, and they won 21-6.
And pretty much they did whatever they had to win. Shakes was playing quarterback, but he did a good job. He made the throws that he needed to make. He played defense. All of their guys played together, and they kept the energy to themselves and kept it away from Primetime. And that's enough to come up with a win in a game like this, where you see Primetime not necessarily keeping the momentum that they had from last game. They threw themselves off, and I feel like it was just them giving away the game at that point.
And before we go to the interview with Shakes, I have to say the frame of the game is Shakes' interception. He guarded two guys he guarded, and still able to jump up and make the interception, stopping Primetime from scoring. Primetime scores, and they're right back in the game at halftime. It was down 14-6, and he guarded two people, gets the interception. So I gotta say Shakes is the frame of the game. Definitely have to say that from Shakes.
Definitely, because that was the point that really changed the momentum of the game. Because if Primetime scores, they're pretty much tied in this game. So that was the difference maker. Shakes makes a play, but that's pretty much just him doing whatever he has to on both sides of the field. So definitely a frame of the game, and that was definitely the main play to really define the momentum of the whole game.
And we're gonna have an interview with Shakes today. Right now, we'll be right back with y'all.
What's going on, people? Stephen J here with Shakes, coming off the victory 21-6 on Primetime. I'm just cooking it up. Now we seeing your quarterback.
I'm just versatile. I'm not gonna say I have a position. I'm just a performer. Basically, whatever is needed for me to be done, I can do it. If my team need me to QB, play defense, return, whatever, I get the job done.
We saw you call in the red zone, especially in the goal line. We saw you call like a 5-1, 5 guys across, and you was floating in the back. How did you know that defense was gonna throw it off? Because it seemed to stop him every time you played it.
Because he likes to pump fake, he likes to send one hand. So all I have to do is remind my guys that the guy's going across and watch their back, give him a hike of time, and then he has to force a throw. Time is just against him, it's not with him.
What is your experience coming from all the teams you play for? What does that bring to this team, No Remorse?
Well, basically, I'm just trying to guide my young guys. I'm not going to say other team, this is my team. I just couldn't never play with them. You understand what I'm saying? These are my young boys. So now I'm trying to get my young boys to the next level, because it's not that they couldn't do it before. I always told them they could do it, and now we're going to do it together.
Nobody talks about No Remorse in that division. Nobody. Ain't nobody talking about it. How do No Remorse personally? Because to me, they're one of the toughest, gritty, grimy teams, whatever it takes to win in BQFL. When nobody talks about y'all anymore, how disrespectful do you take that personally?
It's not disrespect. Just know the wolves is coming. That's what we do. That's what wolves do. We let the sheep lie and we come eat them. Well, that's why our name is No Remorse, because we have no remorse for them.
You heard everyone. Thanks, Shakes, for being with us. He threw 3 touchdown passes and had an interception. Great game, 21-6. No Remorse.
Cooking it up.
Thanks.
Inside.
He's letting us know he used to play. He plays with No Remorse. That's his block. That's his family. So, we seen him bounce around, Gucci, play with other teams. But he said this is his home. He has to come back, and he's trying to win No Remorse a championship. Nobody's talking about them in this division. So I think with a player like Shakes, with Chiba stepping up, I think these guys can make enough plays to help this team win. DK is another good player. I think if they keep this under the radar type of style, they can surprise a lot of teams in the playoffs.
And all it is getting the job done in the regular season, because the playoffs is a different animal, it's a different atmosphere, and that's when you really see who's out there to win. And I think that if No Remorse keeps this momentum going into the playoffs, it's a lot of trouble for other teams that's not really paying any attention to them, and they could surprise a lot of teams sneaking away with a lot of wins.
Well, that being said, No Remorse comes in with the surprising victory, 21-6. They beaten Primetime. Next game up, we have a goodie. Super Friends versus Spartans. And this is a big game because of the 2 quarterbacks on each side. You have Dion of Super Friends, who I like to call the Tony Romo of touch football, and you have Dave of the Spartans. Dave's first game back, the Ben Roethlisberger of touch football. They're damn good matchup. I'm excited to see this game.
And a game that has two high quality quarterbacks is a game that anybody would like to watch. I was certainly into it pretty much. Not to say anything about the other games, but when you see quarterbacks like this match up each other, especially Dave not being there early in the season, finally coming back to play for his team, this is a big game that everybody should be ready to watch because I think it's going to be a good one.
Dave is more of a clutch guy, which is like a Ben Roethlisberger. He stays in the pocket to take the extra second to make the throw, which is a Ben Roethlisberger sitting in the pocket. And Dion is more of a Tony Romo, a guy who's elusive, who can use his feet to buy him some time and make some amazing throws that you would not expect him to be having the ability to make. So that's what I think defines these two quarterbacks. We're going to jump into the game with Dion throwing deep to Lamar for the touchdown, 6-0, and Dion starts off early, showing Dave that he's here to show what he can do. Great throw to Lamar by Dion, touchdown, 6-0.
And that was just Dion catching the Spartans defense sleeping with the throw probably pretty much on the first play, going deep to Lamar, finding Lamar open in the end zone. That's just a great throw by Dion, something that he can do at any given point, which is why so many people talk so well about him. He's a person that can hurt you right from the first play, and that's something that defense needs to watch because that's something he can do in any game.
Super Friends going to get the ball. They're going to throw the ball off to Spartans. VIP is going to get the ball on the door, dives a few tags, runs in for a touchdown. 6-6, VIP right away. Dave not needing to even step on the field, and we have a classic game right now, 6-6.
And this is just the Spartans finding a way to respond right off the kick return. VIP showing what he can do, makes some moves, makes guys miss, and runs it in for the end zone. That's something that only few players can do. Impressive run for the touchdown for the Spartans.
Dion is going to get the ball back. He's going to throw to AJ for a few yards. Then Dion is going to throw to Fat Boy. It's almost going to be intercepted by Watchmen. But the problem with that, because Watchmen does not get the interception, Dion on the next play finds Fred in the front of the end zone for the touchdown, 13-7. Fred is a great target. He plays quarterback. A lot of people don't realize he plays tight end. He plays that position very well. Gets a touchdown here. Dion on the rhythm, attacking.
And pretty much, if Dion's on a rhythm like this, this is going to be a hard game for any team because Dion looks like he's on the money. He's making the throws that he needs to. No mistakes so far. This looks like it's going to be a high-scoring game for him. And he finds Fred in the end zone. Another, like you said, a good target. Something that he may be doing a little more often. It's just Dion not slowing down for anything. And it's just going to look like a back-and-forth battle between both teams.
Dave is going to get the ball. He's going to throw the VIP in the middle for a nice game. Then Dave is going to find VIP in the middle again for the touchdown. 13-14, great play. Right back into this game.
And Dave responds with a quick touchdown again. Moving down the field, finds one of his main receivers, VIP, in the end zone. This is just pretty much textbook for Dave at this point. It looks like that time he had away from the team didn't necessarily hurt him at all because it looks like he's been there all the time and he's able to put points on the board without getting stopped, without slowing down at all.
People gotta start realizing the Spartans are not a team that people talked about in the B division, A-B division, but you gotta realize with Dave at the helm of this offense, he has VIP, he has Watchman, he has Asa, he has Beaver, he has guys that can make plays on this offense. So all they needed was the captain to steer the ship to go, and that's what happened when they got their quarterback back. So people better stop sleeping and know the Spartans are here to play, and they're playing today. Dion's gonna get the ball back. He's gonna throw deep to Lamar, but he's not able to connect with Lamar this time. Then Dion's gonna throw the shot for a short gain and get the first down. Then Dion, after a few plays, is going to find Fred again in the end zone for the touchdown, 19-14. Fred again getting involved. Fred's second touchdown of the day. Dion taking the safe throws, but making the great throws, and goes up right now, finding Fred for the touchdown.
Well, there's nothing wrong with safe at all as long as they're putting points on the board, and Dion is getting the job done. He finds Fred again, and it seems like Dion is actually playing to his competition. He knows how good Dave is. And this is why he's stepping up to the next level, looking like one of the best quarterbacks in this league right now, because he's getting the job done, regardless of who he's matching up with. When Deion plays like this, there's not many teams that can beat him. So this is going to be trouble for the Spartans because they haven't been able to stop Deion yet.
Dave is going to answer back with 33 seconds in the game. In that first half, Dave throws a VIP in the middle, and with nice blocking from Asa. And a lot of people know Asa is the older brother of Happy Feet Chris, but a lot of people don't know what Asa brings is he's not as elusive as Happy Feet. He has some type of moves that people don't realize, but he's not as fast as Happy Feet. But what he does is he's physical. And look at this great block by Asa to open it up for VIP, to get VIP in the end zone with 33 seconds left. That's going to take us down to 19 seconds. Great drive by Dave, moving down the field, 20 to 19.
And this is pretty much a back and forth game. All their players on the Spartans is actually making plays happen for Dave. So it's not necessarily just Dave out there. It's Asa making a block, VIP making moves. And this is just an offensive game, back and forth by both teams. One thing that I'm struggling with is the defenses haven't done anything in this game for both teams. So they haven't been able to get anything done against either quarterback. And I feel like the defense, which defense answers is going to be the team to win, because we haven't seen any of them respond so far.
Deion's going to get the ball. He's going to throw a short pass to number 13 for a short game. Then remember, he came into this series with 19 seconds left on the clock. Deion's going to throw short to TJ near the 5-yard line, and Deion's going to follow up with a pass to TJ in the front of the end zone for the touchdown with the extra point that's going to put them up 26-20. Great play by Deion. Like I said, this guy is Tony Romo. Can make all the throws, is elusive, attacks, makes a great play here, goes to halftime with the lead, 26-20. Everybody's excited.
Everybody's excited. This is an exciting game, offensively anyway, because the defenses are having a hard day today on both sides. The defenses are confused out there. These quarterbacks are getting the job done regardless of what they're matching up with. And it seems like Deion, when he's on this rhythm, is pretty much unstoppable. Dave hasn't slowed down since he's been away. He's playing well. Their team is making the plays happen, so it can go either way in the next half. But I feel like like I said before, it depends on the defense to make a play. And I feel like the team that makes the first defensive play is going to be the team that comes up with the swing.
I think you're just seeing two great quarterbacks beat two defenses. It's hard to stop these guys. This is why they're the top guys on their team. This is why they get paid the big bucks. They make plays like this. They know how to attack these defenses, and both offensive have great playmakers. So that's something that when these quarterbacks get into rhythm, it can both be dangerous in any division. Second half, Dave's going to get the ball. He's going to throw that VIP in the middle. VIP is going to dodge the tag, run it into the end zone, 27-26. Right after the second half starts, David throws a touchdown pass. And I think this is VIP. David's made a good throw, but VIP is a guy that they're not talking about. He is very important person for a reason. This guy makes plays, makes another one here.
And this is pretty much yards after the catch, because if VIP doesn't make the moves that he makes on this play, this is a few yards play at best. He turns it into a touchdown. That's just VIP all the way. Great way to keep the play going, makes moves, and actually doesn't give up on a play, and ends up adding 6 points to his team.
Deion's going to get the ball back. He's going to throw to TJ in the front. Throw TJ for a few yards. Deion's going to roll to his right and throw Lamar in the end zone for the touchdown. 32-27. Great throw by Deion on the run. Like I said, when he moves, he can make a great throw on the run, just like a Tony Romo. Finds Lamar for the touchdown, 32-27. But my issue with this play is Super Friends goes for 2 and Show drops the extra point. Big extra point drop. Remember, it is 27-32. So, if he would have made that catch, that puts him up what? 7.
Yes.
That puts him up 7. Because he drops it, it only puts him up 5. So that's a big drop by Show on the 2-point conversion. We gotta see if it comes back to haunt them, but that's a big drop. Big drop by Show. Very surprised.
And that's a momentum. That's enough to hurt the momentum of your team. Even though it's just a 2-point conversion, you can't say just, because every point counts in this game because they haven't been able to slow down the Spartans either. So you're supposed to take every opportunity you can get because one opportunity missed is an opportunity pretty much gained for the other team. This may come back to bite them.
Dave is going to throw the beaver in the middle for a few yards. Then Dave is going to throw the watch me for a short gain. On third down, Dave is going to throw to Josh in the middle of the end zone. Josh is going to drop the ball and twist his ankle and gets hurt during the play. Now remember, they're down 5. Dave makes a good throw that Josh should have caught. It looks like he caught his ankle got caught on the play. Now, this is 4th down. This is the money play. They're down 5. Dave is going to throw the beaver in the middle of the end zone for the touchdown, giving them the lead. What a great throw by Dave. Remember, reason I was emphasizing this, when Josh got hurt, that can kill your momentum right there. You got to stop, take the player off the field. Everybody's concerned about the injury, and that can kill your momentum. But Dave, who I call him Clutch Ben Roethlisberger, makes a play after that for the touchdown. Great play by Dave.
And Roethlisberger is right. He's pretty much playing clutch right now, without slowing down. Even though that play kind of slowed down the game, a few minutes, can actually slow down your offense and actually make them cold. But Dave does not cool off at all. He's able to still make the throw right afterwards. This is what defines a quarterback. When you're able to make plays like this, when it's crunch time, when it's 4th down, and you're still able to get it done, that shows that this is a quarterback that needs attention, needs to be talked about, a quarterback that deserves respect because he's one of the great ones out there.
Dave is going to go for 2. I don't know why, because they're up by 1. There's no extra points, no field goals, but they go for 2, and Dave is going to find Watch Me, who makes a great catch in the end zone for the 2-point conversion, 35-32. Wasn't really a big deal because no matter what, 2 friends need to score in order to take the win. So that doesn't matter. Now we see Dion get the ball back. Now this is the issue. Everybody knows the Cowboys, Tony Romo, has a tendency to make a mistake when the game is on the line. Then you have the guy who I say is touch football, Tony Romo and Dion. His number is 9. His team is the Cowboys. But let's see what happens here. Dion is going to throw the pass. It's going to be tipped. It's going to be tipped by Nucci. The ball is in the air, and Nucci gets the interception from the given position and runs it back to the 5-yard line. Wow, we just said that he is a Tony Romo of touch football. Lights out in the first half, throwing touchdown passes, moving the ball, but everybody's going to remember the big interception that he threw right here.
And
down 3.
And pretty much lights out. Not necessarily just to the half, but all the way to the end of the game. This is pretty much towards the end of the game. And this is when everything matters. This is when the mistakes don't need to happen. This is when you're supposed to close out a game and go away with the win. He doesn't do it here. He actually cannot get the throw past the giver. And I feel like that really hurts because that's a momentum killer right there. And that's not something you need. This is pretty much why he earns the Tony Romo name, because this type of mistake is pretty much a game, a way to give away a game. He does it here right when they don't need to, and now Spartans have the momentum that they need to seal away the win.
Dave's going to get the ball, and he's going to end up running in there for the touchdown, 41-32. Unbelievable. Dion is going to try a big deep pass in the end zone. It's going to be knocked away. Ends the game. Spartans going to pull out the win, 41-32, and everybody's going to not talk about Dion's 4 touchdown passes. Not talked about Dion scoring every time he got the ball in the first half. What they're going to talk about is when the game was down, when the game was on the line, they down 3. Dion with the ball against Dave, another top quarterback. Dion folds, throws an interception. Big turnover by Dion.
And this is the one thing that's going to keep him from going to, being put on the same level as Dave. Because when the players count, a lot of times you see him make mistakes. And this is something that you cannot that hurts your team, but and necessarily, hurts you as well in terms of your reputation, the way people see you as an elite quarterback. Dave, when he was put on 4th down after his guy got hurt, he was still able to make it happen. He's still able to get the job done. Deion comes up short here, and at the end of the day, no matter how great a game you had, he had a great game coming up to this point. All that matters is that he wasn't able to seal it away. That's like a closer giving up a game and not being able to seal up the win for his team and gives it up to the other team. It's pretty much the same thing. When you can't close a game, that's going to be a shortcomings that matter the most, and that's what's going to be the way. That's going to be how people see you, and that's exactly what happens in this game.
And Dave, I would have to give him the edge. He outplayed him a little bit. 4 touchdown passes, another touchdown he ran in. But I mean, the only issue that I have is, he threw 4 touchdowns, but 3 of them was to watch me. So it wasn't like, he spread the ball. He's going to hit whoever's open. I'm not going to say he's greedy to go to one guy, but you got to ask yourself, was it Dave or was it VIP that actually dominated this game? VIP had 4 touchdown passes, 4 touchdowns in general. 3 he caught, 1 he ran on special teams. So he's a big weapon. But again, no matter what, you still need the quarterback to get him the ball. Dave didn't panic. He didn't froze. He threw the touchdown with 33 seconds left in the first half. He threw another touchdown with the game on the line down. So Dave has to get the notch of outplaying Deion today.
Yes, and the thing about it is, Dave wasn't the quarterback going deep on every play either. He was driving down the field. Even though DIP has most of the points for their team, he was passing the ball and moving the ball, finding players going down and driving. So Dave gets the credit for that because he kept the ball moving and he didn't make any mistakes in this game. And I feel that's why Dave gets the nod for this game as being the superior quarterback.
Deion got to step his game up. You got a lot of tough quarterbacks in the league. You got Manny, you got Junior. You got Manny of the Rebels. You got Junior of the Bullies. You got Dave of the Spartans. You have Nelson of SYS. You have Brian of Blackout. You got a lot of tough quarterbacks. And Deion cannot make these mistakes if he want to be considered an elite quarterback. And that's the shameful part about this. We're going to go away from the great game he had and just focus on the interception that he threw towards the end of the game. So he has to step his game up. He can't make these turnovers. Before we end up the show, we're going to talk to Dave. But what I have to say is the play of the game, the frame of the game, will have to be Nuji's pick off because you have Super Friends driving. They're trying to score. This guy, Deion, has been lighting up all day, and Nuji comes up with the big tip and the big pick off after having a sack early in the game. So you got to say that's a frame of the game. Great play by Nuji to get the interception. Not only to not get the tip, to have the insight to look for the ball and get the interception. So I would have to say that's the frame of the game. But before we wrap the show up, we're going to get to Dave with this interview. And then right after Dave's interview, we're going to talk to Tiki about the loss. Let's get to Dave first.
What's going on, guys? I'm here with Dave, quarterback of the Spartans, that just had a big win, 40-34. Damn, that was a score. First game back, you threw 4 touchdown passes and you ran 1 in 4 touchdowns. How was you able to come back and still keep your rhythm after being off all these weeks? Team, play with these guys for over 7-8 years. Just have the chemistry. It don't go away. You and Deion were scoring every time I got the ball. We see no defense today. How does playing against another good quarterback raise your game? Because you know you have to score every play. You know you go down 2 touchdowns against Deion, you might not come back. He'll put up 4 or 5 and a half. He's that good. You found VIP, I would say 3 times, 3 touchdown passes, but then you also got Asa, you got Asa 2-point conversion, Beaver had a touchdown. Everybody say you only go with a VIP, but we see you can add other guys get the ball. Is it pressure trying to get everybody touches when you got an all-star player like VIP?
Nah, the team knows, everybody knows, whoever's open is going to get the ball. Doesn't matter. Listen, I put you on offense, you have one rule. Catch the ball. If you can't catch the ball, you open. So everybody already knows if they're open, they're getting the ball. We've thrown bombs to Roy, we've thrown bombs to Big Semi running 250 pounds out. If you're open, you're getting it. Everybody knows that on this team.
You up 1 and you see Deion with the ball driving down. And then you see Nuji not only get his hand on the ball, but come under it for the pick. What are you thinking as that ball's tipped up in the air?
thinking 2004, no, 2007, Moses from the Warriors. That's what I was thinking. TC Warriors Moses doing it to me in the chip.
How'd it feel being on the other side?
Oh, it felt great. I don't have to do it now. Uji took it last 80 yards, but no, it was big. He came up big on that play. Defense stepped up. We needed that one stop. That's all it was, one stop in the game. And we got it.
Everybody talks about all these other teams. We hear everybody else. We hear Blackout. We hear SYS. We don't hear Spartans. How do you feel about that?
That's how we like it. We don't want to be the show. Let everybody else take the shine. We'll be there at the end. We'll be at the chip. Simple as that.
I want to thank Dave for being here with us. Great game back. 4 touchdown passes. Woo, and he ran one, and the old guy still got wheels. Thank you for being out here. Good luck the rest of the
$50 cash and don't record me.
We sit on the site, guys. Thanks, Dave. And with Tiki, Tuff. Prime/Super Friends. We had a tough loss today. We've seen Dion score every time he got the ball, and on the last possession, down 1 point, he threw an interception to the giver. People say he's the Tony Romo of touch football.
We call him that ourselves.
What would you say to that?
We call him not ourselves. He's his worst enemy. But 2 weeks in a row, interception to the giver cost us the game. I mean, we don't take losses, but I look at the positive in that. He scored every drop except for that one. Tony Romo, hey, we will pick it up for him.
The defense was non-existent in this game. We've seen Dave light up your defense. VIP scored 4 touchdowns, 3 of them catches, 1 kick return. The defense didn't look good. Brett is hurt. You played better the first game without him, but this game against the league quarterback, you was not able to stop Dave. How much did you miss Brett this game?
We miss Brett, we miss Kenny, we miss Prince. Our whole B team was a thing. This was the majority of the C players. We missed a lot of people. No excuse supposed to be the next man up. But we also want to see next week. Even everybody's there. Like I said earlier, nobody's business.
Is this team fully backing up Dion? You have Fred on the sideline. He's also grown. He's going for the raise. He's won chips. Playoff time, you're looking away. You know you got Fred on the sideline. Are we going to see some type of controversial glove time? Is it possible we can see Dion on the sideline come playoff?
Dion's on the sideline. We riding with Dion, that's it. End of discussion. There's no quarterback contribution, none whatsoever. Dion got us here. We just coming off a chip in Coney Island. Dion is this prime time's quarterback. That's it.
Right. Well, thank Tiki for being here. We're going to wish him a happy birthday.
Once again.
Unfortunately, it turned out the way he would like to, but he says his team will be here in the playoffs. We're going to have to see. See how the site. Thank you. Thank you for being here.
So you got to hear both guys. Tiki's upset, big loss. He had 3 games today. They won 1 out of the 3 games. And Dave is excited. Dave feel like he's back. He's ready to go. He's gonna have another game to play before the playoffs come the week after next. So I think it's a good rhythm. So right now, this B division is up in the air. Anybody can take it.
Yes.
Nobody's runaway favorite. SYS is the team everybody jumps on. Rebels, now that they got Manny back, everybody jump on. But now you got to look at the Spartans. Even though Dion threw a crucial interception, you definitely got to say Super Friends got a team, because you got a lot of guys, B-Roy, you got a lot of guys on this team, TJ, that makes plays, Fred, you got weapons.
And I think B-Roy didn't even play in this game. So I feel like that's another difference maker that Dion could have used in this game. So I feel like these are things that can change again when certain guys are here. Then you have Show not playing to this caliber today. He didn't necessarily look like himself today. I don't know what's going on with him. Hopefully he can pick it up, because that's another difference maker that Dion could have used in this game as well. So there's a lot of things. Like you said, the B division is up in the air. Then there's also Blackout. There's a lot of different teams that's actually playing well that can actually take over the division if they really play the way that they need to. So it's an exciting division, and it can go any way at this point.
That being said, we're going to wrap up the show today. We hope y'all enjoyed it. We got a special treat for y'all next week. We're going to have an interview with the commissioner/CEO, owner of the BQFL. We're going to have an interview with Darren next week. I'm excited about that. We're going to talk more about the MVP candidates in the B. Right now I hear it is Alex, Nelson, Alex from Blackout, Nelson from SYS.
Yes.
Jeremy of SYS, VIP of the Spartans, and crazy of bullies. Those are some of the candidates up there. I'm pretty sure there's probably going to be some more, but those are the top candidates for there. And we'll go down the line with the other candidates in the other divisions. It's going to be interesting. I'm excited. Next week, we're going to ask Darren all types of questions. Will they bring the guest book back? Is Brooklyn BQFL League folding? Are they losing too many teams to Coney Island and these other leagues that he's worried about what's going on with these teams? He had a whole situation last season with this, BQFL Rumble, whatever. We're going to get a few insights about that, how we feel that it was negative on the league, and what did we do to change the platform of the league this season. So we got a lot of questions that we're going to get on. Hopefully he could bring the guest book back. We could get your questions. That being said, we're going to wrap up the show. I'm excited. I want to thank y'all for being here with us on Real Tough Talk. I'm excited. Thank you for being with us, guys. Great show today. Great games. Playoffs starting in C Division this Sunday. We will have you a playoff edition. We'll let you know the matchups before we do the show. It's going to be exciting. I'm ready to go. Hopefully Ghost is ready to go. He can step his game up because of the playoffs. So hopefully he steps his thing up. But I also have a special treat for you. We know Ghost works a lot. He gets excited. He gets tired and stuff like that. But check this picture out. That's Ghost on the sideline, asleep. And that's my man Tiki on his birthday taking a picture with Ghost. Why would you fall asleep on the sideline?
Listen, it was hot out there. I was waiting because I wasn't actually on the clock. So everybody's been through it. When you're not on the clock, you get some 40 winks of rest or whatever before you start your work shift. So that's exactly what happened. It's hot. I'm sitting there trying to get ready and, passing time, getting my energy going. So it happens to everybody. I mean, come on. What do you expect? Everybody's been through it, so I'm pretty sure a lot of guys can relate. So it shouldn't even be a big deal.
What y'all don't understand is that's what he do in between takes on the show. That's exactly what he does. And what's the crazy part? You see how he's there, not talking, going to sleep. And I got another picture for you. Look at the car, still sleeping. This is what he does. He sleeps. I'm the one that carries the show. Okay. I'm the one that has the energy. I'm the one that does everything, as you can see, because he's sleeping. And it seems like he was sleeping today because you didn't even realize he was here.
Oh my goodness. Listen, this show, carrying this show, creating this show is a lot of work. So of course I'm gonna have 40 winks here and there. I'm gonna, nod off a little bit, but it should be fine because I'm pretty sure the guys don't mind as long as I get the job done and make y'all guys look good on camera. I feel it doesn't necessarily matter because there's nothing that you do to make these guys look better.
He's the producer. I give him that, absolutely. But I'm the director. So I know y'all don't see that behind the scenes, but these are not all his creative ideas. Frame of the game, Real Tough Talk name.
No, whoa. I'm gonna listen, in a few weeks, I'm gonna put up a video that shows the actual name that you created, and I'm the one that changed it to.
It was Real Tough Talk R2T.
And
He's told R2T, fine, he gets that.
Yes.
But the name of the original show is Real Tough Talk, which is an amazing name. Y'all love it. I love it. As you can see, the colors.
Yeah.
So, at the end of the day, it's a great 1-2 punch. We're gonna, we may go at it, battle here, but y'all know it's a team effort. Everybody on the team that puts everything together in Real Tough Talk, we appreciate y'all. What we're gonna do is, next week we're gonna have a lot of fan shout outs on Real Tough Talk. We're gonna take some videos of guys shouting out the show, and we're gonna put it up on video next week. So we're excited at that. That being said, we're gonna wrap the show up. Darren next week. MVP match, MVP candidates, playoffs, exciting game next week. We're gonna talk to you next week. I'm Stephen J. This is Ghost. We're out of here. See you next week on another episode of Real Tough Talk Brooklyn. Have a good night, y'all.